Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to do a soft glam look on my model today. First things first is we're going to be cleansing the skin thoroughly. We want to make sure we get all the dirt and oil off of the skin before we apply any makeup. After that, I'm taking a exfoliating pad and lightly exfoliating and moisturizing the skin in one. I'm then going in with a niacinamide serum booster, and I love this stuff. It really hydrates the skin and it doesn't make it too oily. I think it's important to also know, if you do have oily skin, to make sure you're thoroughly hydrating your skin and not using any products that have oils in it. We can mattify the oil throughout the makeup process. So now I'm going in with the moisturizer, and the moisturizer I love to use is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. It is a staple. My next step is to color correct any darkness that I see, and I do notice that she holds some darkness around her mouth, as most women do. So I like to color correct to make sure I'm not using too much product when I'm using foundation. And the color correction I am using today is by MAC, and it is the bright orange shade. I think it works perfectly on her skin tone. When it comes to foundation, I am very particular of matching the neck to the face and the décolletage to the face. So I really do sit and custom color match my clients, and I use about like 3 or 4 different shades, and that's what I'm doing here. Now we're getting into highlighting, and I love to highlight down the sides of the nose, and I like to lift a little bit out of the corner of the eye. It just gives a light lifting effect, and this is the first layer of concealer that I like to do. Once I apply this, I like to let it dry down a little bit, not too much, but just a little, and then I like to blend it. I like to do like a little half moon on the forehead to just highlight the forehead a little bit, give a little more dimension into the face. I then blend with a beauty blender, and then we're going on to sculpting, and I am using a Smith's brush, and I love to just pat this onto the foundation. We are not doing any smudging motions because it's going to disrupt the foundation that we have put underneath, and we do not want to disturb that. So I'm just going to continue to pat this along the tops of the cheekbone to add more dimension. Now we're going in with our second layer of concealer, a little bit lighter. I don't like a super bright under eye. We're going to blend that out, and then we're going to move on to setting the under eyes. I like to lightly preset with whatever I'm using, so when I bake, it's not too cakey underneath there. Any pressed powder will work for this, as long as it's the same shade as your skin tone. Move on to the actual baking step, and I like to make sure we're pressing the powder into the skin and we have an even layer of powder on the puff. So it can be nice and smooth. We're moving on to setting the rest of the face. I like to press my bronzer contour powder into the skin because, again, we do not want to disrupt any of the base that we have applied. Giving a little more definition, we're going to contour the nose ever so slightly. I like all of my contours to look natural in a sense. I don't like to really see harsh lines in my work, so that is what I do. I make sure to blend all the harsh lines. We're applying blush. This is a liquid blush, and I am just tapping it into the skin. I like to use liquid on top of powder sometimes if it's the right liquid. This works super well on top of powders, and it dries down in a powdery finish, so that is why I love this. I'm setting on top of the blush just to make sure it doesn't move, and I'm going to add another layer of powdered blush for optimal stay, because blush is the first thing to go. We're setting again under the eyes. This look is pretty easy. I am putting a wash of color over the eye to give a little bit of definition and warmth to the eye. That is the first step. I'm using circular motions to kind of deepen the crease. We are just trying to enhance the natural shape of her eye at this moment. Then I am dragging a darker brown into the lower lash line, into the crease, to give more definition and more of a cat eye effect. I'm going to lightly enhance this fake cut crease we have going on, and I'm going to blend the top of it and make sure the lines aren't so harsh. I'm going to put this white pale cream on her lid, and then I'm going into the brows. This eye look was super easy, everyday vibes. I love to brush her brows up with some soap brow. I like to see where the brow needs filling in. I usually do not like to make brows look overdone, so I will just fill in where I feel necessary because I love a natural fluffy brow. We want to make sure that we're working in small strokes and making the strokes as hair-like as possible, and not keeping the product so focused in the center middle of the brow, because then that's how it looks artificial. And this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I look forward to making many more videos for you all.